Welcome everyone to the Howell 2021 eligibility presentation. I'm Activities Director Sean Irwin, and today I'll be walking you through the various processes and procedures and expectations that we have in our program, as well as the culture that we're trying to instill within all of our programs at Howell. Today's presentation is part of the requirement that each student, athlete, and parent view the expectations and guidelines that we have within our program. As always, if you have any questions about any of the information that you see on the presentation today, please feel free to email me and I'll be glad to help you out or answer any questions that you may have. So excited to get started today, and we'll go ahead and go through the presentation. One of the things that I really like to touch on with those involved in our programs is to give everyone just a little bit of a kind of a screenshot of what the activities department looks like at Howell. At Howell, we have roughly 75 activities, clubs, and sports that we offer. We have nearly 1,300 students that are involved in those programs. That basically equates to roughly 75% of our student population, which is very impressive. Within those programs, we have over 130 coaches, sponsors, and volunteers that help make those programs work. On any given year, we participate and host roughly 600 yearly events. We take nearly 300 road trips. Within our activities department, we have groups that focus on media, website, communications, promotion. The activities department also oversees all of our indoor and outdoor athletic facilities. All of those different groups and processes that we have there are all overseen by two different people. Myself, the activities director, Sean Irwin, and also Mrs. Kearns, the administrative assistant in the activities department. Mrs. Kearns does an awesome job in helping to support the activities department, and many of you will end up having some communication with her or interact with her over the course of your 4 years at Howell. Ms. Kearns does an awesome job, and we're lucky to have her involved in the activities department at Howell. One of the things that is very important at Howell, and you'll hear us talk about quite a bit, is the Howell family. One of the things we want to do is continue to grow our programs and gain support within them, and we want everyone to feel attached, to feel like part of the Howell family, to feel like they belong. And generally, when people ask me, what is the Howell family? It is a large group of people. It's our student participants, it's our staff, it's our parents, families, community, and it's also our alumni that continue to come back and support our programs well after they're gone. We want all those people in our Howell family to feel a sense of pride in being involved in the programs, and also to get involved and to be part of the journey over the course of the next 4 years with those in our programs. One of the things that you'll hear a lot about this year is our motto. Our motto for the year is Be a Viking. One thing that we want for all of our students within the building is we want them to be a Viking. So what does that exactly mean? In all of our programs, roughly 7 years ago, we developed a set of values that we feel are important, that we feel are the foundation of our programs, and will help guide them and ultimately lead them to success, not only while they're at Howell, but also lead to success well beyond Howell. And those values basically form the acronym RISE. It's respect, integrity, sportsmanship, and excellence. And we really try to make those 4 values define our programs. For anyone that's involved in our programs, whether it's students, parents, staff, family, community, fans, we really want those different groups of people to be part of our culture and to engage with our programs. And we really want everyone that's on campus for our different events and activities to really live those RISE core values of respect, integrity, sportsmanship, and excellence. One of the things that's very important to us at Howell is we want to engage not only our students, but we also want to engage our staff, our parents, and our community as well. And there's a lot of great ways for you to engage, to get involved, to get attached, and to feel part of the Howell family while you're here at Howell, and hopefully well beyond Howell as well. What we basically do is we kind of break down that engagement back into our 4 core values of respect, integrity, sportsmanship, and excellence. And kind of under that respect header, one thing that we want all people involved in our programs to do is we want you to positively promote the program with words, with actions, with social media. One thing you'll hear a lot about is we want to represent Howell with pride. So we want people to represent Howell in a positive way, and just continue to grow our programs in a positive way. One of the things we want everyone involved in our program to do is recognize all of our student participants that are involved in activities, clubs, and sports at Howell, and represent our staff and parents, and just basically support them in all that they do. And last but not least, we want to make everyone that comes in contact with our programs, we want them to feel not only welcome at Howell, but respected when we're on the road as well. I think one of the greatest compliments that we can have within our programs is to have a student participant or a parent walk away from one of our events or having contact with our parents, our kids, our coaches, and say, as a student participant, I would love to be involved in that program at Howell, or even as a parent to say, hey, I would love to have my kid go to school at Howell. So we really want to walk away just with a positive interactions with everyone that we're involved with within our programs, whether it's at Howell on campus or on the road as we're visiting other schools and other events as part of our Howell programs. The next piece is just integrity. We want to honor the culture within our programs. The Howell programs have a long storied history of success, and we really want to honor that success and the culture that has been built within our program. We want to honor those values that we have within our program. Those values are really going to be the foundation of the success within our programs. And also the other thing too is we want to honor the processes that we have in place within our programs at Howell, because they really help to guide the success and the things that we do within them. Under that sportsmanship banner, sportsmanship is very important. We want to be kind to officials, to media, to game day personnel. Those people that are involved in those different areas, they are definitely not in it for the money. They are here to support our programs, to make sure that our events and activities take place. And we want to show them respect and show them how appreciative we are that they're involved in helping make our events and make our programs possible. Promote sportsmanship in the stands, promote sportsmanship at events. There's nothing better than having our students and our parents and the families involved with our program just continue to represent Howell in a positive way. So just continuing to promote those values and things that we have in place within our programs. And the other thing too is recognize good sportsmanship with our students, with our programs, within our coaches, within the fans in the stands. So just that positive reinforcement of continuing to support those programs and recognize the positive things that they are doing. And last but not least, one of the things I really think is a benchmark of all of our programs is excellence. All of our programs strive for excellence. They strive to be the best, no matter what the activity or sport is. And really, we want you to support that effort, that commitment, and get involved in the activities, clubs, and sports at Howell. One of the things you're going to hear me talk about quite a bit over the course of your time at Howell is how we want our parents to get involved. We want our community to get involved. In order for our programs to be successful, it really takes three main groups. It takes the effort of our students, takes the effort of our staff, and it also takes the effort of our parents and community to make our programs successful. There's many great ways to serve our programs here. I'll definitely encourage everyone to reach out and touch base with their individual booster clubs to see how they can greater support the program. Also, I'd encourage you to support the overall activities department. If anyone would like to get involved with any of those efforts as well, please feel free to reach out to me. And I think the other piece too is we just need to continue to encourage other people to support our programs and to support the activities department. So we don't necessarily need just our Howell family. We're always looking for businesses to support people in our community and different ways that we can get people attached to our programs and engaged in the great things that are going on within our programs at Howell. One of the things I want to touch on a little bit is the role of the parents in our programs. All of our programs have really seen just a high level of success. And one of the things that we want is our parents are an integral part of that success. And we want our parents and our students to continue to support all of the great things that are going on in our programs. One of the key things to remember as parents is we're all role models within our programs. Our students are, our coaches are, And so our parents, we just want you to continue to display those RISE core values whenever you're on campus and whenever you're within our programs. One of the greatest things that you can do is we touched on a little bit of how you can get involved within our booster clubs and help make our program successful is we talk a lot about let the coaches coach, let the student participants play, participate, and let the parents get involved in a positive way through our booster clubs and other various roles. That's really the greatest way to help continue to grow our programs. One of the things we're very passionate about is we feel that within our programs, the student participants are going to grow and be more successful in life because of their involvement within our programs. And one of the things we would really ask all parents to do is to continue to support your student participant within our programs. We want our student participants to get a lot of great lifelong lessons out of being involved with our programs. And a lot of times that comes through student participants speaking directly with coaches and having difficult conversations and being able to talk with our staff about concerns and things like that. So we want you to support your student athlete and student participant and help walk them through that process and make them feel comfortable with gaining those skills. The other thing too that we talk about a lot and with our student athletes and our coaches and also want our parents to do as well is that you're always representing Howell, whether you're in the stands, whether you're out in our community, whenever you're in our building. We want our parents to represent Howell in a positive way. Each of you are great leaders within our program and also great representatives of our programs. And last but not least, just respect our coaches, respect the other parents, respect officials, just continue to represent Howell in a positive way through those RISE core values. We have an unbelievably supportive group of parents and community members that make our programs great, and we want to continue to have those parents and community members support our programs in a positive way and continue to grow our programs. One of the things that I think is just really unique to our programs is some of the additional things that we do well beyond the activity or sport within our program. Any student that's involved in an activity club or sport at Howell is really going to get a lot of great benefit from their participation. One of the things that we know for sure in our building at Howell is those that are involved in an activity club or sport are going to experience more academic success. They're going to have increased attendance, and they're also going to have a decrease in discipline. One of the pieces too that I think is very beneficial in our program is our coaches really strive to get our student participants actively involved in leadership development throughout the season and throughout the year. A lot of that leadership development takes place within our programs, and it also takes place through something called VLA, which is the Viking Leadership Academy. That takes place twice a month on Wednesdays during Howell time, and is a great way for our student participants to develop leadership skills and to become greater leaders and role models within their programs. I would strongly encourage all of our student participants to get involved in the VLA program when we're back in school. One of the things you'll see a lot that goes on within our programs that I know I take great pride in is just the team building, the community, and the Howell family. It's more than just being involved with that activity or sport within our programs. Our programs do a great job of doing a lot of activities and things beyond that sport or activity to help build those things. The other thing that I am beyond proud of and impressed with the efforts of our programs is the community outreach and service. As we head into year 7, we're closing in on nearly $250,000 that has been generated through our activities, clubs, and sports for different community outreach and service efforts, and also closing in on over 150,000 hours. So very proud of the efforts of our programs and what they're doing in our community. Just a couple other great things is, when we talk to our student participants and what they got out of our programs over the course of the 4 years at Howell, another thing a lot of our students come back and talk about is just time management. That's really going to be one of the great things that the students involved in our programs are going to get out of being involved, is just how to manage their time. And I also think a lot of career ready skills. We already touched on, just having some difficult conversations, or just different things that they're not going to pick up in the classroom that are going to help make them successful in life. And I'm very adamant when I talk to our students and talk to our parents and our staff. And I really do feel that those that get involved in our activities, clubs, and sports at Howell are going to be more successful in life because of their involvement and a lot of those skills that they're going to walk away with heading into their years beyond high school. One of the things we talked about earlier on is being engaged within our programs. It's very important. We have a lot of different ways that you can continue to stay engaged and continue to stay up to date. We have a lot of different means to do that. Our Twitter account is at FHVikings. We also have our website, howellvikings.com. We have Instagram, TikTok. One thing I would strongly encourage everyone to do is to subscribe to the Viking Insider. You can do that at tinyurl.com/Viking Insider. That's a weekly e-magazine that comes out every Sunday morning. We also have Viking Insider Live, which are some live streams that gives you some behind-the-scenes look at our programs, and we promote a lot of our programs and the great things that are going on within there. Would definitely encourage you to subscribe to that at howellvikingstv.com. We also have a camp website, and for all of those that are a little bit old school, we also have an activities hotline. So definitely encourage you to stay up to date through those various means. One of the things that I think is great within our program is how well our student participants, our coaches, and our parents communicate. And we do have a process in place that I think has been very successful and really helps to not only develop some great skills within our student participants, but to also help keep open lines of communication. If at any point in time you feel that there's a question or concern that you have or your student has, the first thing we want you to do is encourage your student to have that conversation. One of the things I tell our students is that usually the first time that you're going to have a difficult conversation with somebody outside of one of your family members is probably going to be with your coach. So this is a great opportunity to build some skills and to have that conversation with your coach. For those that maybe don't feel comfortable or need a little help with that process, I would encourage our student participants to talk to their parents to help them through that. And I would also encourage the student participants to go ahead and reach out to me, drop by my office, or shoot me an email. I'll be glad to help walk you through the process and help you be successful in having that conversation with your coach. If after having that conversation with your coach or sponsor, you find that you still have concerns or things that you need to discuss, I would encourage the parents to reach out then and set up a time to meet or have a conversation with that coach or sponsor. That's that next step in the process. If after having those two conversations, first with the player or the student participant, then with the parent, if at that time you still feel there's some concerns or some conversations that you want to have, definitely please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be glad to have a conversation or meet with you for sure. So our coaches and sponsors, I think, really do a great job of communicating and letting others know. Just open lines of communication within our program. It's been successful. Very proud of the way our student participants and our coaches and our parents handle this and the process that we have in place anytime there's questions or concerns. One of the things I wanted to touch on as well, it's very important, is MSHA eligibility. Those that are watching this video are watching it because they're going to be involved in a MSHA-sponsored activity or sport. There are some guidelines we have to follow within the MSHA guidelines. One of the pieces is the academic piece. So all students must be enrolled in 6 classes currently, and they must have passed 6 classes, which means earning 3 credits the semester before. This is a very important piece that I definitely want to make sure everyone's aware of as we continue to see students that come in with credits into high school and are taking classes during the summer. We are seeing an increase of students that are only taking 6 classes. Please be aware that if you are only taking 6 classes, that you must pass all of those 6 classes to be eligible. For instance, Howell High School offers a 7-class schedule. So it's always nice to kind of have a little bit of that buffer or a little bit something to lean back on in case you would struggle in a class. Another piece that our district has in place is a mandatory 1.5 GPA. So students must meet that 1.5 GPA and earn 3 credits, which is passing 6 classes, to be eligible. Also, a MSHA eligibility guideline is citizenship. We must have everybody in our building be a credible citizen. The other piece that's in place is for majority of our MSHA-sponsored sports, for sure, and some of our activities. Students have to have a physical on file and complete. So one of the things that we have gone to this year is a completely online format. You can find that eligibility registration process at howellvikings.com. And on the right-hand side, you will see the eligibility registration link. And there's also a link at the top as well for eligibility registration. One of the things that's going to be contained in that is the upload of the 5-page MSHA eligibility packet, which does include your physical on that. Physicals are currently good for 2 years. The next piece, which is very important, is MSHA has very high standards within their activities and sports. One piece they have in place is for if student participants are involved with law enforcement. If a student who commits an act for which charges may be or have been filed by law enforcement, one of the things that that student participant needs to do is they need to self-report that to me. Those that choose not to report that could be ineligible for 365 days. For those that do report that to me, from that point on, I'll be in close contact with that person. At that point, they are ineligible until they have all pieces with that potential charges or situation taken care of. I always encourage all of our student participants that would have an issue or questions regarding this piece to come have a conversation with me, and I'll be glad to answer those questions and help walk you through the process. One of the things that's very important of this is something that can affect the success of the whole entire program. So a student participant that does have an issue with law enforcement and chooses not to self-report could potentially get all of their programs, games that they participated in, basically forfeited. So it's very important, something that affects the whole entire program. Please come have a conversation with me. That conversation's confidential, and I would encourage everyone that has questions regarding those pieces to come do that. One of the things that is also in place is some attendance policies. In order to participate, student participants must attend an entire day to be eligible to practice or participate in a game. If for some reason that there is a Saturday event, students must be there all day on Friday to be able to practice or participate in that game or event. From time to time, there is things that our students have to attend during the school day, and one process we have in place is prearranged absences. So any student that's going to miss class due to an out-of-school engagement, whether it's a doctor's appointment, hopefully it's not a funeral, but we do have those from time to time, or any other type of appointment, you can prearrange that absence through the activities department. Just feel free to just drop by the activities department, make Mrs. Kearns aware of your absence, and she'll walk you through the steps and the processes to do that. If someone fails to prearrange their absence, it could result in them being unable to practice and participate in their game. Our coaches do receive daily attendance reports of their students, and they also receive weekly grades as well. So we want you to make sure that if you are going to be off campus for a little bit during the day for appointments and things like that, please make sure to arrange those absences. One of the things that's also in place is tobacco, alcohol, vaping, juuling, and drugs violations, just so everyone is aware and on the same page. For those that have a violation that involve those different substances there's a suspension of 20% of the competitions, performances, or evaluation events in that activity or sport. That's on the first violation. Second violation, that student is suspended for the remainder of the year. And the third violation, that student is suspended for the full calendar year. I also will share with student participants and parents. These are Francis Howell School District guidelines, and some of our coaches do have stricter guidelines in place, and those coaches will communicate those guidelines prior to the season. and those guidelines will be 100% supported by me. One of the things that we want to do is we want to ensure that our student participants are not only making good decisions, but they're also representing Howell and our programs in a positive way. And that's one of the things that, we've kind of touched on throughout this presentation is we want to represent Howell with pride. And the key thing to remember is you're more than representing Howell when you're on campus. You're representing Howell when you're off campus as well. One of the things that we have is we have the luxury of having great athletic training services, not only during the school year, but during the summer. Our athletic trainer is Cody Elmendorf. Cody's available at his email there. He also has training hours 5 to 6 days a week during the school year, and is also on campus from anywhere from 16 to 20 hours a week during the summer. Cody is there to not only support our programs and deal with different injuries and things like that, but he's also there to help prevent injuries as well with prehab and other services. So definitely encourage you to get involved, reach out to Cody if you have some questions or concerns, and he's a great resource for helping return our student participants back to play. One of the things we also have in place is impact testing. Impact testing is our concussion management system. It's going to be given to participants prior to their freshman and junior year, and all new students at Howell. We have several activities and sports that fall under the umbrella of impact testing that are listed there on the screen. We would encourage all of you to get that taken care of. We communicate the different activities and sports impact testing days throughout the year, so there's many opportunities for you to get involved and to get your impact testing complete prior to the season beginning. So those pieces need to be completed before the first day of your activity or sport. One of the things that will happen once tryouts are over, once rosters are complete, each student participant will receive an email from me making them aware that they have a student or an activity fee assigned to them. As it's been for the past couple of years, the activity fee that's assessed for the 2021 school year is $40. At the high school level, there is a cap of $80 per family. So if you have 3 students that are involved in an activity or sport at Howell, you're not going to pay more than $80 per family for the year. Another piece that we have in place that was put in place several years ago when there was budget cuts made is all of our high schools are going to continue to transport students to away contests and events. But when we are within a 15-mile radius of Francis Howell High School, it is going to be a drop-off only bus. All of our coaches are great in communicating these different pieces, and they will definitely communicate out when buses are drop-off only, or sometimes if it's a Saturday morning game, we just might meet at the school if it's close within that 15-mile radius. So all of our coaches do a great job of communicating those pieces. A lot of times too, those drop-off only buses are going to be represented on our schedule to where you're going to be able to see those pieces. Your private transportation form is contained within the online eligibility process. Please make sure you complete that piece as you do that. One of the things that we will also move to this year is an online overnight trip meeting. So that will be available to those that are in programs that take overnight trips. One of the things I did want to mention is that, we talked about a lot. We're representing our programs, Howell, the district, our community at all times when we're on these trips. We want the overnight trips to be a success, but we also got to honor the rules and the expectations that we have in place and the district has in place within the programs. So for those that will be taking overnight trips over the course of the year, you'll actually receive a link from me with a short video explaining those expectations and guidelines this school year. As we complete the video today, I wanted to take the time to thank each of you for being involved in an activity club or sport, or having your student involved in an activity club or sport at Howell. I cannot stress enough the importance of getting involved in our programs and just getting the many benefits that come along with participation in our programs. We have an amazing group of student participants, parents, coaches, staff that really make our programs great at Howell. This is my 7th year at Howell, and I can tell you that I couldn't be more proud of the great things that are going on within our programs, and really just the increased expectations that are taking place within our programs, and the amazing things that take place each year. So definitely excited to have you involved in our programs during the 2021 season. One thing you can do to sign off, stating that you viewed this video, is go to tinyurl.com/2021 eligibility sign off, and you can confirm on there that you as the student and you as the parent have viewed this video. You only need to view this video once during the school year to meet that requirement. Again, thank you to all of our student participants and to all of our parents for their involvement in our programs at Howell. I'm looking forward to a great 2021 school year and looking forward to seeing you at many upcoming Howell events. Thank you, everyone.